How to open a bank account in Germany at a physical bank branch. Complete Guide 2026 Hook. Are you new to Germany and need to open a bank account? Maybe you need an account for your salary, your rent, your bills, or simply to manage your everyday life in Germany, but which bank should you choose? Which documents should you bring? What happens when you walk into the bank? And most importantly, what should you check before signing the contract? In this video, I'll take you through the entire process of opening a bank account at a physical bank branch in Germany, step by step. Let's get started. Introduction. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Life in Germany in English. If you're new here, my name is Suresh, and on this channel I share practical information to help international students, skilled workers, families, and other newcomers settle successfully in Germany. One of the first financial things you'll probably want to arrange after arriving in Germany is a bank account. A suitable current account makes everyday financial life much easier, from receiving your salary and paying your rent to managing bills and direct debits. So today we're focusing specifically on opening an account at a physical bank branch. We'll talk about how to choose a bank, which documents to prepare, how to make an appointment, what happens when you meet the bank advisor, and the questions you should ask before signing anything. Why do you need a bank account in Germany? Let's start with a common question. Can I just use the bank account from my home country? Depending on where your account is located and what services you need, you may be able to use an existing account for certain payments. But if you're planning to build your life in Germany, having an account that's suitable for everyday banking here can make things much easier. For example, you'll need an account to receive your salary. You'll need to pay your monthly rent. You may have electricity, internet, mobile phone, insurance, and other recurring payments. Many of these payments can be handled through a CPA direct debit, known in German as a Lastschrift. And you'll use your bank account for normal everyday payments and transfers. The standard everyday bank account in Germany is called a Girokonto. In English, you can think of this as a current or checking account. Your account will also have an IBAN, International Bank Account Number. A German IBAN begins with the letters DE. So when you're opening an everyday bank account, one of the words you'll hear frequently is Girokonto. How do you choose a physical bank? Germany has many banks and banking networks with physical branches. Well-known examples include Sparkasse, Volksbanken, Raiffeisenbanken, Deutsche Bank, Commerzbank, and Postbank. But don't simply choose a bank because its branch happens to be closest to your apartment. Take some time to compare the accounts. Start with the monthly account fee. Some accounts may have a monthly fee, while conditions for reduced or waived fees can depend on the account and customer. Then ask, which debit card is included? Don't simply assume every card or additional card is automatically free. Next, where can you withdraw cash without additional charges? This is important because ATM access and withdrawal conditions differ between banks. Also ask, can you deposit cash? If you regularly receive cash, this may be particularly important. Then consider, does the bank have good online and mobile banking? And if your German isn't strong yet, is customer service available in English? A bank account is something you may use for years. Spending a little time comparing the conditions now can save you money and frustration later. Which documents should you prepare? Now let's talk about documents. This is one area where I strongly recommend contacting your chosen bank before your appointment. Don't assume that every bank requires exactly the same documents. Requirements can vary depending on the bank, the account, and your personal situation. Generally, you should expect to bring a valid identity document. For many international residents, that will be a passport. If you're an European Union citizen, an accepted national identity card may also be relevant. If you're from outside the European Union, bring your valid residence documentation or visa where applicable. The bank may also request proof of your address in Germany. If you've already completed your Anmeldung, bring your relevant registration or address documentation if the bank asks for it. If you haven't watched my video about Anmeldung yet, I recommend watching that as well, because registering your address is one of the important administrative steps when establishing your life in Germany. Another important number is your German tax identification number. In German, Steuerliche Identifikationsnummer. Most people simply call it the Steuer ID. Banks need information concerning your tax residence and may request relevant tax identification information. If you haven't received your German Steuer ID yet, don't automatically assume that you cannot open the account. Ask your chosen bank how they handle this situation and whether the information can be provided later. Depending on your circumstances, additional documents may also be useful or required. If you're a student, for example, the bank may ask for proof of your student status if you're applying for a student account. If you're employed and you're requesting additional services such as an overdraft, the bank may request employment or income information. And if you're planning to open a joint account, ask the bank in advance what both account holders need to provide and whether both people must attend. Here's my practical advice: call before you go. Ask exactly which documents are required for your situation. That 5-minute conversation could save you an unnecessary second visit. How to make the appointment. Once you've chosen your bank, contact the branch. You can simply say in English, "Hello, I'd like to make an appointment to open a current account." And if you'd like to say it in German, "Guten Tag, ich möchte einen Termin zur Eröffnung eines Girokontos vereinbaren." There are 2 questions I recommend asking before ending the conversation. First, which documents should I bring? And second, is an English-speaking advisor available? If you're not yet comfortable discussing financial contracts in German, that second question can be particularly useful. Write down your appointment and prepare your documents in advance. What happens during the bank appointment? Now it's the day of your appointment. Try to arrive a few minutes early. Bring all the documents the bank requested. The advisor will normally begin by verifying your identity. You'll then be asked to provide personal information. This can include your name, address, nationality, occupation, and tax residence. You may also be asked questions about the purpose and expected use of the account. Don't be alarmed by identification or financial security questions. Banks have legal obligations concerning customer identification and financial crime prevention, so some of these questions are a normal part of opening an account. The advisor will then explain which account options are available to you. And here's an important point. Don't automatically choose the most expensive account package. Think about what you actually need. Do you need regular branch service? Do you deposit cash? Do you need a particular type of card? How often do you use ATMs? Do you mainly bank online? Choose an account based on your actual needs. Questions you should ask before signing. This is probably one of the most important sections of this video. Before you sign the account agreement, make sure you understand exactly what you're paying for. Ask, what is the monthly account fee? Then, which debit card is included? Ask whether there are additional fees for cards. Then ask, where can I withdraw cash without additional charges? Don't simply ask whether cash withdrawals are free. Find out where the conditions apply. Next, can I deposit cash at this branch and are there any charges? If you want printed statements, ask, are paper account statements charged? You should also ask whether the account has any requirements relating to monthly incoming payments. And then there's another important German banking word, Dispo-Credit. A Dispo-Credit is an overdraft facility. It allows an eligible customer to take the account below zero up to an agreed limit. This can provide short-term flexibility, but it can also be expensive because overdraft borrowing may carry significant interest. So if the bank offers you a Dispo-Credit, ask, what is the interest rate? And don't accept an overdraft simply because it's offered. Understand what it costs and decide whether you actually need it. Read before you sign. Once you've selected the account, you'll receive documents and terms to review. Take your time. Don't feel pressured to sign something immediately if you don't understand it. Check the monthly fees, check the card fees, check ATM conditions, check cash deposit conditions, check whether any additional services have been included. And if there's something you don't understand, ask. You can simply say, could you please explain this to me? It's your bank account and your contract. You should understand what you're agreeing to before you sign. What happens after the account is opened? Once your account has been successfully opened, the bank will explain what happens next. You'll receive your account details, including your IBAN, according to the bank's process. You'll also receive information about online or mobile banking. Your debit card, PIN, or other security information may be provided or delivered separately, depending on the bank. Follow the bank's instructions carefully. And remember, never share your PIN, passwords, or online banking security credentials with another person. Common mistakes to avoid. Before we finish, here are some common mistakes newcomers should avoid. Mistake number 1, arriving without the required documents. Mistake number 2, choosing an account without checking the monthly fee. Mistake number 3, assuming every ATM withdrawal is free. Mistake number 4, not checking debit card or additional card fees. Mistake number 5, accepting additional banking products you don't actually need. Mistake number 6, accepting a DISPA credit without understanding the interest rate. And finally, mistake number 7, signing a contract you don't fully understand. If something isn't clear, ask questions. Final checklist. So let's quickly summarize the process. Step 1, compare physical banks and account options. Step 2, check the fees, cards, ATM network, and services. Step 3, contact the branch. Step 4, ask which documents you need and whether an English-speaking advisor is available if necessary. Step 5, prepare your documents and attend the appointment. Step 6, ask about all fees and conditions. Step 7, read the agreement carefully. And Step 8, only sign when you understand what you're agreeing to. Opening a bank account in Germany doesn't have to be complicated. The key is simply to be well prepared. Out to you. I hope this video has made the process of opening a bank account at a physical bank branch in Germany much easier to understand. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And subscribe to Life in Germany in English and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future practical videos about living and working in Germany. If you have questions about opening a bank account in Germany, leave them in the comments below. And if there's another topic about life in Germany you'd like me to cover, let me know. Your question might become one of my next videos. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!